Hey, and welcome back to Dicing with Death. Sorry about the long break. Neil has secret plans that cannot be discussed that had to be perfected.
It was horrible. He was scheming all break, and I wasn't even allowed to know what he was doing.
All right,
I think we're
you.
about to find out. There's going to be some surprise over the next hour. That's like stream next level.
It's
Stat
evening.
production value.
You are approaching the docks with this man who's limping and leaning on your shoulder fairly heavily. Down here by the docks, it seems that things are fairly fine. People are looking around and talking. They're looking up towards where you guys are. The town is built. I don't want to say it's on a hill, but the cliffs are definitely lower ground than the rest of the town. The town has like a slight lean towards the cliffs. So they're looking up the walkways and the staircases where you guys are descending. And as you approach, what is your reaction adjustment to people as they come? I'm talking like a
6.
counter
And that
reaction.
might be the what?
Your reaction
Oh,
adjustment?
is 6. My charisma skill.
Yeah, 6.
Yeah, 6 reaction adjust. Usually that's positive. I don't know if you want to make it negative because I'm evil. But I think that's like the kind of thing where you can like start poking the NPCs and they might still like you.
Yeah. Okay, so as you start coming down the stairs towards these people,
I'm
they're
6'4" and pretty jacked, and wearing a sexy black suit of armor. But when you get close, I kind of smell like week old piss.
okay.
It's
But
it's an odd mix.
you are approaching. You are indifferent, right, towards them. You would say
Yes, oh
you're not
yeah.
threatening them, right?
Tyrus is indifferent to like 95% of all existence,
Okay.
and then he's got 5% occupied by boobs. Rossi's boobs. That's what keeps him going.
Okay. He looks. They look at you. Can we get some pictures of Rossi's boobs to keep Ryan's character going? They say, what happened? What's going on? Was that man injured? There are the shouts up towards you.
Not injured, let down by the society in which he was born. I say
Wait.
philosophically as I look off into the distance and continue moving indifferently.
There's an exchange of looks, and one of them shouts back up to you. Is it safe? We heard there was a prison break.
Yes, you are all free.
What the hell?
And I'm moving. I would be moving at like I would be running if it weren't for this crippled old dude.
Okay.
Does he seem old or is he just emaciated?
He doesn't seem that old. He seems like he's in his 30s, but he's just been, tied up in prison for a couple of months and malnourished.
I was trying to get a shot of my. I've got one of those boob lights. So it's
Boob
how I was
lights?
at. Yeah.
What's a boob light?
Can we see that? There's a little brass nipple on the end, if you can imagine that.
What? Okay, hold on. I'm not looking at your thing.
It's
The boob
saturated.
lights. Yeah,
The
I know
boob
what you're
lights.
talking. Yeah.
That's Rossi's light on
Yeah.
the ceiling. My bedroom's got 2.
Woo
A
woo.
whole pair.
Okay, they kind of give you a lot of room as you come down towards where the final platform is, where the docks are.
Fuck yeah. Men want to be me. Women are absolutely terrified by me. Anyone that gets close can't help but vomit. I'm a very charismatic guy.
One hoplite comes towards you. Is your sword drawn or sheathed?
No, my sword is sheathed on my back. I've got like 6 daggers all like strapped up and
Okay.
down my front.
The hoplite comes towards you, spear in hands, but it's not pointing at you, but it's not like stowed away. It's in like a very cautious position. And he says, how many prisoners escaped? Where are they? Where'd they go?
All of them. They're loose in town. I sort of point. I
Wait,
turn back.
aren't
and
you the-
point over. I
like,
attack roll. As soon as
I'll let
I
you get
see
a free round, but you do not get surprise.
Yeah,
But
so I drop the old man possibly flat on his ass as I just like slink out from under him and sword off my back and down in one awkward, jarring dive.
give me a roll to hit.
This-
One.
wow.
Give me a saving throw versus death. Oh, nice. So
At
you
+2. Well, I included in my DC, but
yeah, you
just saying. Just saying it. If that would be a 22 if this were AD&D by the books.
You swing your sword at him. He dodges back lightly on his feet and rolls for initiative. Ooh, sorry, that was loud.
10 plus. Has he drawn? He's going for his spear.
His spear is already in his hands. Yeah.
Oh, it's already in his hands. I want. Do you know offhand what a disarm is like?
Yes, you're making a called shot at his weapon.
And then it's an opposed strength.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to drop one hand from the blade. So the first attack was two-handed. I'm going to go one-handed. Oh, wait, I think that might be fast. So 11, I think. Damn, I need that 2-weapon fighting skill. Yeah. So I lunge at him one-handed with a disarm.
Okay.
And then I'll get my second attack at the end of the round.
Okay, and what was your initiative? 11. Okay. The hoplite lunges at you with his spear.
Is this
missing.
like a crazy long spear? Okay.
It's a long spear. Yeah, I mean it's got reach 1. So if you step to close with him, he will get an attack of opportunity at you. Sorry, it's reach 2.
Closed, though. I've already closed though.
But on his so he goes first. On his initiative, he steps back so that he's within like reachy, stabby range.
Well, I can still swat that shit out of his hand.
Yeah. So yes, you can still disarm from this reach. The limp old man. Well, it's not your turn yet.
Oh, it's not.
Limp old man goes, and you see him tracing signs in the air.
Fuck yeah! I could have grabbed that proficiency, but I'm too dumb.
And the hoplite stops and stares blankly at him, as does... What is the targets of this? Spell can captivate a maximum of 24 levels or hit dice of creatures. Okay, so the hoplite and the rest of the crowd just stop and stare at this guy who's tracing these patterns in the air. He's holding in his hand a crystal rod filled with some sort of glowing phosphorescent material. And he just waves it.
Am I entranced as well? Do I get a saving throw versus spell?
You are not looking at him. I mean, you glance back over at your shoulder. Ooh, can you target it, or is it... How do we deal with things where it doesn't say, like, all creatures affected must be within the blah, 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 but how can...
You argue, and I don't have a spellcraft. I can't read that text. Would you like me to read the hypnotism spell? And
it's hypnotic pattern, actually.
Hypnotic pattern. Mm-hmm. See?
Pattern causes any creature looking at it to become fascinated and stand gazing at it as the
So I think if I glance over my shoulder to see what's going on, I have to roll a save versus spell.
Yeah, give me a save versus spell with a bonus of 2.
Is that the paladin bonus of 2 or just
with your paladin bonus of 2?
Yeah, I included that in the DCs on my character sheet.
Cool.
I like that. I just liked rolling a 22. Okay. 14, I think, is a fail.
I think it's a fail.
I have 15.
Yeah.
My +2.
Okay, so you stand staring at this pattern. You do not notice the glare that comes across his face as you stand staring at his hypnotic pattern. But the hypnotic pattern that you can't not focus at gets a little bit closer as he walks towards you, and then you feel a sharp pain in your shin, and you snap out of it as he kicks you violently, because that will snap you out of it.
All right, so but I froze like facing forward, so I was I was planning to swipe at the spear, and I looked over my shoulder.
Yeah, so you're like, huh?
I think I get even with 6 intelligence, I understand what's going on.
Yeah.
And I will hop back to it and gingerly leap over the spear, which I presume is just held fast.
It's just kind of held in the air.
Sweet. I will like gingerly turn around or turn up behind the guard. Does he like totally not react?
The guard does nothing as long as you. Yeah,
I sort of bring my sword up and around his head. This is a bastard sword, mind you. So it's like I don't even. That's probably like 4 or 5 foot long blade.
Mm-hmm.
That's big and unwieldy, and I like drape it across his front and grab the handle with both hands and come up from behind him and just
let it rip. Okay.
With a 2-handed swing of the bastard sword.
His head almost comes off. And his body slumps. No, he's held. I mean, physically. He slumps to the ground in a wash of blood. No one's paying attention. Everyone's staring at the wizard.
I close my eyes and turn around, so I'm facing away from the witch, and open my eyes and start walking forward and pick out the sweetest looking rowboat I can find.
Okay, the wizard walks through the crowd and then keeps facing them, drawing his patterns above his head so no one loses eyesight of them, and backs towards a rowboat with you. You guys find a rowboat together.
I don't know any of this because I am not looking at that vile sorcerer and his filthy tricks. And I will plop in the rowboat.
He gingerly comes down to the rowboat, like carefully. He needs to make a dex check to make it down with penalties. No, he loses his hypnotic pattern, stumbles and falls into the water, splashing next to the rowboat.
All right, I lay my still bloodied sword, Malice is what I've named it, across the rowboat, and reach in and try and fish out this emaciated man.
You fish him out, and he gestures with his hand.
Yeah, so I heave him onto the boat. He's safe? Mm-hmm. He's not drowning?
Yeah.
You good? Okay. And I start rowing as hard and as fast as I can.
You see all the people transfixed on land still staring at the two of you for about 2 minutes, and then they snap out of it and look around at each other, and then there's a "Ah!"
My dark lady across the sea.
People throw rocks at you. They fall short. They splash in the water. Where are you rowing? It is evening. The sun is going down. You are sailing.
Getting the fuck west, if I'm smart enough to figure out which way that is.
You can't go west. You can go east. Oh, I guess you could go north and then west. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's not too terribly hard to do.
I'm dumb.
You're actually...
Let's not forget how dumb I am.
You are quite dumb.
I'm not that dumb. I'm just a little less than average.
If we look over here,
but
out here is the island. Of course, it's not nearly that far out. So if you're going west, you are going to be passing directly in front of the island of Lord Jacob's Island.
Yeah, I'm sticking tight to shore, hoping to blend in with the beach, which is not much of a blender right? You said it's like a gradual coastline. So it's not like I've got sheer cliffs that I can just like pull up against and blend
over in. Here on the east side, it's like sandy beaches. On the north side, it is rocky cliffs. There are beaches down below, but it kind of think like the beaches back home. You know, you'll have sandy beaches, and then you'll also have an area where there's no, like maybe at low tide you could walk past, and the rest of the tide you can't.
What the fuck time is it? I've been locked underground for like
it's evening.
5 days.
The sun is setting in the west.
Oh, perfect. Nighttime is
You
my
guys
time.
row and row until you are away from Redport, and you are down along those rocky cliffs. How far do you want to row?
Um, until I feel safe, which is probably I probably will go for several hours. Um, you know, Tyrus is a burly man, and he's been cooped up in a cage for a long time. So I probably get into it and just like move that boat up the shore, up the coastline, even in the dark. So I may lose sight of where I'm going. I hope I don't hit any rocks. I've got a mute wizard in the boat who hopefully will smack me if I'm going to hit something.
At this point, he's unconscious. He's falls asleep.
Well then.
I need you to give me a couple of D20 luck rolls, as I'm going to call them. Just pure luck. Higher is better, lower is worse. Give me 2 of them.
13, 7.
Okay. So you get well away from the city. It is nighttime when your rowboat goes and gets knocked up on top of a rock that is just below the water. The boat doesn't break, like the rocks don't make it not seaworthy, but you're definitely now like up on top of a rock. Like a wave kind of washed you up and then landed you on there, and now you're just like stuck on this rock.
By now I would have sheathed my sword, wiped blood on my shirt, and put it back away.
You're about
put a blade in its sheath.
Yeah, you're about 30 feet from shore. It's really dark. You can't see anything. I mean, you can see the shoreline through the starlight. You can feel the water.
It feel like you're to shore.
Well, you can't.
I just powered. What?
Your boat is entirely sitting on like a rock that is out in the water, like a flat rock. Like think of
okay.
Oh god, what is it? What do we call it? Bloody Hand Point. Think if the water was higher at Bloody Hand Point. How you've got those big flat rocks.
Campus Point.
Campus Point. Zach called it Bloody Hand Point because he cut his hand there once or something like that.
What a great legend! The local legend of Bloody Hand Point.
One of the kids cut his hand down there while they were playing.
Cut his hand on the rock, and then we started calling it Bloody Hand Point. That'd make a way better D&D location, I'll tell you. All right, so I jump out onto the rock.
Okay, it is slippery.
I shout back, "Hey, witch, we landed!" And I am going to try and push the boat back into the water and hope that the hole isn't big enough that it sinks before I can get it back.
You push in the water, but you get pretty soaked in the process. Like waves come and crash on you. You're soaked to the bone.
I was trying to stay on the rock, but do I
you can stay on the rock, but like the rock is partially underwater. And as the waves come, they keep crashing and splashing you.
Yeah.
So
I don't care. Dude, yeah.
You get the boat back in the water. Yeah. Are you going to go to shore, or are you going to try and navigate around the rock and further down the coast?
No. I'm going straight for shore.
Okay. A few minutes later, you get the boat pulled up onto a small sandy beach. The beach is not that deep, maybe 15 feet, but the sand at the back of it is very dry and has that extra like little cliff that lets you know that the tide doesn't get this high at this time of year. And you and the unnamed wizard can rest in relative safety.
I will drag the boat onto the shore and prop it up against a rock. So we've got some sort of crude shelter. And hunker down at least until day breaks.
Okay. So this is our typical ending point, although we're only like 20 minutes into this section. Do you have time to keep going? Because I think we kind of need to keep going a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Perfect.
Yeah. So let's just finish out this hour segment, or is that what you're thinking?
Yeah.
Or are you thinking in another one?
No, let's finish out this hour segment.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
The two of you
wake up in the morning.
the two of you rest and wake up with the dawn. You stretch. The wizard next to you is already awake. His spellbook is open, and he is eagerly reading it. He pays no attention to you if he even if he notices you at all.
What a lucky find. But I'm still a little bit, you know.
Yeah.
How are wizards treated in the East?
You have no
mainland?
idea.
I have no
in
idea.
the
That's where I'm
East,
from,
in the
isn't
East,
it?
yeah. Wizards
Yeah, that's what I was
are usually treated fairly well. In the East, you think it's also the same in the West, but you're not sure. There are 3 orders of wizards: red, white, and black. Black is generally, it's not quite evil, but they see magic as self-serving. White sees magic as it should be serving other people, and red is magic is for its own purpose. Like magic is its own thing and does not affect men in any way. Like magic is a tool for good or for evil. You know, it's they kind of view it as they're more scholarly.
Tyrus knows very little of this, so I mean, or at least the details.
Yeah, you would know that most of the wizards you interact
Tyrus
with
is not
are
a smart man.
Most of the wizards Tyrus has interacted with have been black or red robed.
We haven't had a wizard on Shenanigans yet. We got
Nope.
Rob's multi-classed mess, but he's pretty
No dedicated
in
shenanigans.
the closet all around, so it's not like he's casting spells in town.
Maybe
So I
someone
don't know.
else will run shenanigans, and I'll make a wizard character for it. We could use another DM.
I can't wait to DM on Shenanigans.
Do you want to do it this weekend?
This week. No, I got to avenge Slade. I got to go back and show those plants what for.
All right.
We can talk about it.
We'll talk about it later. Yeah. You see.
Meanwhile, Tyrus and I got to think of a cool nickname for this mute wizard.
You could ask him his name.
The fact that he can't talk.
He can write in the sand.
Tyrus can read. If he ever has to read a novel and like analyze the themes, he's got a really shitty reading and writing proficiency check. But he can read and write. He knows his letters.
He'll think Moby Dick is just a story about a man hunting a whale. That's who Tyrus is. Like, yeah, he got the whale. It was really good. He worked his entire life for it, and he got it.
All right. So morning comes and we start heading west.
Actually, hold on. Morning comes as you're stretching.
He's reading his book. Okay, yeah.
He's reading his book. The sun is just coming up. You look to the east and you see a flurry of activity. You see a lot of ships out in the water, and you see a couple of them coming your way. This is a lot more ship activity than you had seen in the previous day you were there. You can make
ships
up
are
what
slow.
you will. Mm-hmm.
Ships are slow, so I think I can at least give the wizard time to mem his spells. But I actually have no idea how long it takes. So let's say I'll give it like 15 minutes and see how quickly, see if any of these ships start sending boats to shore or start shooting cannonballs at us. I don't know if that's a thing in this world, but
There are no cannons. Let's make some. Okay. You are viewing the ships. You see, ships exchanging different flags as they run up and run down and run up and run down. You have no idea what these flags mean. But then you do hear a very, very softly, only because the wind is blowing in your direction, you hear the soft bellow of a horn from somewhere.
okay. Have any boats been loaded into the water?
No, not that you can see.
All right, I'm waiting there in a few minutes. I mean, I've gotten all my straps laced up. I probably don't sleep in my spikes.
No. But you're
So I've got
fully
my-
armed.
I probably got a sweet leather helmet too. And leather helmets are just creepy, aren't they?
Yeah.
So I've got a weird leather face mask,
It's like a gimp mask with spikes.
basically. That's metal, kind of. I need an upgrade.
As you're looking at these ships, the wizard comes and tugs on your shoulder and looks
Oh.
at you. Blinks.
I point, zip, inland,
He
quick,
nods.
and I start jogging before
There is a
realizing that
cliff
he may be in
before
bad
you.
shape. There's a
You're at the base of a cliff.
is there an up? Is there like a beach that we're on?
Yeah, you're on a sandy beach.
Well, maybe inland, and then I start running west along the beach.
Okay.
I will full on. I'm gonna I'd break into a run before I'd like stop to realize, oh shit, this guy's not in good shape.
He hobbles after you. He's doing much better after a day of actually sleeping on the ground instead of being chained to a wall. So he hobbles after you down the beach as quickly as he can.
Yeah, so we're limited by his movement speed because I have pretty decent con and I'm unencumbered.
Yeah, you travel 3/4 of a mile down the beach when you come to an area where the cliff has kind of collapsed and there's like a ravine that comes inward, and there's a creek that dribbles down onto the beach. It's at an incline, but it's still fairly walkable, and you figure you could get up onto the cliffs through here.
Hell yeah, I can. I'm hoping that he is able to climb up as well.
Yeah.
So I start.
Give me a perception check.
Part of me wanted to keep that 17 perception.
Mm-hmm. Spot everything.
But for dicing with death, not so much. 30. Wait, no, that's not a 17. That was a daydream. But I do roll a 15.
What's your perception?
11. It's
okay.
11. It's 25.
Cool. So you actually, as you're about to head up in this cliff area, you spot maybe another 40 or 50 feet down the beach is a bright red and yellow flower, kind of sticking off the side of the cliff.
Well, fuck. How far up the cliff is it?
It's about 15 feet up the cliff. The cliffs are about 30 feet tall.
This is like up the ravine, or is this?
No. It's down the beach a little bit.
I gesture for the up the ravine and point.
Mm-hmm. He makes
making
his way.
eye contact with the wizard, and then I sprint as fast as I can.
You notice that he's picked up a driftwood walking stick.
Okay, so I'm running as fast as I can towards the area of the cliff where the
yeah you jog the 15 feet down to 50 feet down to where the flower is, and you see it. Feet. It's up there.
I start climbing. Let's look these climb chances up.
Under time and movement, chapter 14 of the player's handbook. Okay, this is considered a rough, dry surface, so you can go at your normal movement rate.
Is base 45%?
40% for an unskilled climber. I'm going to say there's not abundant handholds. There's no rope and wall. It's not sloped inward. You have studded and padded leather armor, or studded leather armor, so you have a -5% chance. Okay. Are you encumbered?
No. Strategically so.
So you have a 35% chance to climb this. But there aren't abundant handholds. But there are some handholds, more than normal. So I will give you a plus 20%.
Okay. What about the state of the surface? Did you just give that a 0?
That is a rate of climbing.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, table 67 just tells you your rate of climbing. Table 66 tells you your climbing.
So I'm hearing we're...
So 55% chance. Yeah, 55 or lower on a D100.
Okay, 27, so it didn't matter either way.
Okay.
Scramble up the cliff face.
Scramble up.
At a rate of... It's pretty slow. It's like 1/3 movement or something like that.
Something like that. It is a fairly thin stalk coming out with a large flower at the end. The flower is about the size of my 2 hands cupped together. The stalk holding it is pretty small.
I don't even bother to check the color of the petals beyond red and yellow, and I try and yank the root from the... How far off the ground am I?
15 feet.
Yeah,
well,
so
I guess your feet are 10 feet off the ground. Your hands are 15 or 10, 15, yeah.
I'm still going to try to avoid falling. But if I do fall, I'm going to try and grab onto the root and take it with me. But I'm going to try to keep one hand braced and yank it out. I've got daggers that I would draw
Yeah, just give
dig
me a
it.
dexterity check to see if you can maintain your grip on the cliff while you dig it out with a dagger.
Yeah, not
Just a
one of my
basic dex
finer
check.
stats, but 29.
You easily dig out the root with a dagger. You actually find a position where you can lean against the cliff and just support yourself with your feet. And you rip out this big purplish root from within the cliff.
Grinning with delight, I start scampering down.
You scamper
the
down,
face. I
hop
don't
the
see
last
any
few
more of these
feet.
flowers, do I?
What?
I don't see any more of these flowers, do I?
Give me another perception check.
26.
Yeah, you do spot some more flowers. They're further down the cliff, down the beach.
I look out to the ships at sea.
They're getting closer.
But they're still moving up the coast at me.
They're moving, yeah, they're moving down this coast towards you. Now, they might
I
just
don't
be
know.
normal merchant ships headed down to a town, down the cliff, down the coast, or
I take this one nightshade root.
deadly nightshade root.
Deadly nightshade. How much does it weigh? How big is it?
It's a half-pound root. It's like a small potato, except
Right.
more
So
phallic shaped.
I shove it in another pocket.
Okay.
Actually, I lost my money.
Mm-hmm.
So I've got a map and keys in one pocket and deadly nightshade root and flower hanging off of it in the other. And I come scrambling up the
Do you
ravine
leave the
after.
flower attached to the root?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
All right, you scramble up the cliff. You find the unnamed wizard up there, panting and wheezing heavily, leaning on his staff.
I greet him with a smile
He gives you a
And-
nod.
and point to the flower sticking out of my pocket. And I
He
go,
cocks his head to the side and gives you a...
and I start walking proudly up the inland, away from sight of the ships.
Okay.
I'm trying to avoid civilization though, so if I catch sight of a house or a dwelling or a road, I saw you struggling with those demography calculations. Just be like, what the fuck? I do not want there to be a village every mile as
my
you're walking
God.
through the wilderness.
Yeah, so I don't know how I'm going to do villages. I'm going to just break the rules and underpopulate my
Okay.
villages or something.
It's just not modeling it after medieval Europe.
Yeah. So out before
Tell me,
you
so within
is...
a mile, I bump into a village.
Out before you is a wide open pasture. Not a pasture, but like open fields. How far... So you guys probably got about 10 miles down the coast. Okay, so it's 26
I got
miles to
14
that
strength.
town.
I can row some boats.
Yeah, but to row some, like 10 miles of rowing boats is pretty good. That's like a couple hours of boat rowing. Maybe 2 hours of boat rowing. Because you can row a boat faster than you can walk, right?
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah. So if you normally walk at 3 miles per hour, I'm going to say you row boats at 5 miles per hour.
It's a little fast. I mean, it depends how. Yeah, with like a little dinghy, like I probably stole. Yeah, it's probably the brisk walking pace.
Yeah. Okay, so you got about 10 miles out. So you are...
I think. Yeah,
You're right over here-ish.
I think like racing sculls, like modern day rowing boats, can get up like in like the teens of miles per hour.
You definitely were not in a racing skull.
You're definitely better off in a car. Not a primary or not choice of transportation, but it's like a up on them.
Yeah. Do you just walk along the cliffside? Where's your destination? Where are you going?
I want to get away from these ships so that they can't see me. And
Okay,
get
so
lost
you
in-
walk inland then. Just
Yeah, so there's no woods. Get lost in the pasture.
okay. You walk inland. It
I
goes
can't see
slightly
the ship.
uphill for
Yeah.
I don't know, another half mile, which does kind of leave you open to whatever ships are all in the sea could easily spot you on the hill. But after a half mile, it levels off and you can disappear over the tops of the hills.
So is it just rolling hills? Do I see any livestock or?
Yeah, once you crest the hill, you have a pretty good view of what's around you. They're very, very soft hills. It's not even lots of hills. It's kind of just like the terrain kind of slopes downward and then cliffs.
Mm-hmm.
So from up here, you've got a good vantage point. You see
I can probably see Redport in the west, right?
Yeah, definitely. Because Redport has a few tall buildings. There's a couple of spires that you can spot.
Okay.
From where you're standing, you actually see a shepherd and his son, along with their dog, herding a flock of goats.
How far away are they?
300 feet, 400 feet.
I look to the mage quickly and I say, "You hungry?"
He nods solemnly.
I solemnly draw my bastard sword and just utterly slaughter these poor townsfolk.
Do you charge
so
at them from 300 feet?
Yeah, I can close that in one round. I don't think I can make an attack, but I think within a minute
With the
I am
charge,
just
you
like,
can.
You can have you can
Charge
move
increases
half.
your base movement by 50% and an attack.
So by 50% gives me movement rate 180 yards, which is more than 300 feet. Sorry, kids. You're gonna grow up without a dad.
Are you going after the dad, the
plus
son,
two
or
to
the
hit?
dog?
I'm gonna eat the dog. No, eat the goats. This isn't Vietnam. Do I get +2 to hit for charge or +1?
2.
And you can roll for
Who are
surprise.
you going for? Wait, who are you attacking?
Dad. I don't know if you. It's bad. It's ugly. Kids look away.
Oh god.
I don't
You
know
don't
if that's
crit.
a crit, but I don't. Okay.
You do not crit.
Well, that might no. I didn't include surprise or is two including surprise.
They were not surprised. They see you
Okay.
charging with
See
the
it.
bastard sword. There's like what? Son, get out of here! He brings up his little shepherd crook as you charge at him, and you whap him with. Actually, maybe could you roll initiative because he sees you charging, and we'll keep all your rolls, but since he's not surprised,
Slow.
okay, so he's
Yes,
ready for you to come. He bashes you as you charge. Holy shit, natural 20, and you get a penalty of 1 to your AC because you're charging. So that's a 21 versus your 13.
Yeah, so it's a single crit.
A single crit. The shepherd crits you with his shepherd crook.
Down. I haven't gained any HP, not from last night sleeping under the boat, no.
You fall unconscious.
How much damage is it?
9. Give me a saving throw versus death.
Justice is served.
8 is a fail. Location is 8. It's a left arm again. A quarterstaff is actually size large. Severity 7. I think he breaks your arm.
Which arm was this?
Your left arm.
So okay, they weren't surprised.
They weren't surprised. You charged.
His
Initiative was before yours. He held his position, or he readied an attack for when you closed. Where's the?
Well, do I even wake up? I take 9 points of damage. You say?
Yeah. Well, you've got your wizard backup guy who will save you here because he can hypnotize the person. Let me because the guy's saving throw. The guy passes, of course, or fails, of course. Old man wizard can hypnotize him and then slay him while he's hypnotized.
That one hit reduced me to -4.
So you will be at -6 by the time you get bandaged. Armor damaged, arm broken if victim has no armor to cover limb. Does your leather armor include bracer arm?
Fuck
armor?
I got spiked bracers. Who do you think you're talking to?
All right. So your arm is damaged, but that's it. You are knocked unconscious for the second time. It's a good thing you brought the wizard with you.
Again.
If you hadn't brought the wizard, you would have been truly fucked.
God. He survived the 3 damage. Oh no, he went first. So his triggers before I even deal damage.
You didn't even deal damage. So you came up, and as you bring your swords down, he whaps your arm, almost breaks it. The pain shoots through you as you collapse to the ground, and then he like hits you with the other end of it and knocks you unconscious. And then that's out. You do wake up a few days later, an unknown period of time later, to the smell of roasted lamb.
I'm utterly humiliated.
One of these days, this wizard won't be here to save you, or his rolls are not going to go well, and you will die. But in the meantime, you do wake up, your arm throbbing with pain. You see a lamb roasting over a spit. You're in a little shack. There are a couple of other sheep stuck at the back of it, kind of penned up. You see the body of the farmer. You see the body of the farmer. No, not of the farmer. Farmer's dead out there. You see the body of a child leaned against the side of the building, the inside of the little shack, and you can smell the 3-day rot on it.
More than 3 days, unless he's a proficient healer or something. I was down to -4 by his crit.
Yeah, so you're back up in 3 days then. He does have a healing proficiency. He does not have the proper herbs to herbalize you, so you're only getting 2 HP per day.
He doesn't use the nightshade?
But you wake up at 1 HP. And
I thank Ferocity that I'm still awake. I must have a goddess looking out for me. Whew. Do I see the mute anywhere?
Yeah, he's next to you. He's eating some food. As you wake up, and he takes notice. He points to the goat haunch on a spit. And then also points to a bucket with water in it.
My jaw sort of drops, and I get to my feet, and then to my knees. One knee, I kneel before him, and I look up. And I say, "Sir, I am in your debt. I cannot thank you enough for."
He takes his finger and starts writing in the ground. You do have a reading proficiency, so you can read what he says, and after a few moments of him sketching it out, it says, I have paid my debt to you. We are even now. Do not expect more help.
What is your name? I look up at him, still kneeling.
He scribbles in the dirt, Mouse.
Mouse. If you wish, I am Tyrus. Well, I'm going to eat because I'm kind of hungry now. So I stand back up and proceed to just utterly destroy his lamb.
Okay. When you're done, he scribbles in the dirt again and says, it says, are you here to bring the invasion?
I look at him and I say, I am the Harbinger. I come before the storm to ready the way.
He nods a few more times. Wipes out all the other things he's written and then writes, what now?
I lift up the nightshade root.
He looks at it curiously.
And I say, Lord Jacob dies.
You see a crooked, wiry smile grin like cheek ear to ear, and there's kind of this gross sound coming from him.
This looks like a fully stocked kitchen. You know what to do with this?
He
How to prepare
shrugs
it?
and scribbles some more things in the dirt, gets up and goes over to work with some food. The dirt, and the message in the dirt says, "I will help you with Lord Jacob." And
Yeah.
I think that is our ending point.
Okay. Did we see what you meant to show? Did you... don't know.
What I was doing is I was configuring a way that I could search for spells by which components were involved or not involved.
Oh.
Yeah.
Get rid of his verbal components.
Yeah. Actually,
That's a really cool...
Hypnotic Pattern is the only first or second level spell that does not require verbal components.
That's crazy.
Yeah. It is the only spell he can cast at
It's
this
a good
point.
spell.
Oh, it's great.
It's a really good spell.
Yeah.
But, wow.
All right, let's do some mathematical
Do I
calculations.
get XP for losing every battle I was in?
You didn't lose every battle. You just lost 2 of the battles.
Yeah.
You lost to the goat farmer.
And to the duelist.
Yeah, but you lost to a
Challenge
goat
me in the
farmer.
street.
It's pretty embarrassing.
I did. I was at half HP.
I don't-
And he crit the fuck out of me. It happens.
Real men don't make excuses.
I got my ass kicked by the goat farmer.
Yeah.
It was bad. I'm sure chat loved it though. Maybe they didn't.
Okay.
I was too caught up in the heat of the moment to even read during that segment.
All right, so let's see what happened first. You intimidated the shit out of a wizard and made vague death threats about to the end of the world. I'll give you
To the
some
priest,
experience
yeah.
for representing your god.
That was just role playing. Okay, but yeah.
Yeah, but
Paladin.
it's significant role playing. Like you're fulfilling your purpose. That is your job here.
Mhm.
So we'll drop 50 experience for that. You went to the apothecary to try and gather some poisons. You made a deal with him. So we'll do 100 XP for opening up that area. Not quite finishing it, but opening it up.
Evan in chat makes a good point. Even if I was at full HP, that crit from the fucking goat farmer would have knocked me out in one hit.
Yeah. Someone earlier was saying that was complaining that how could the hoplite withdraw without provoking an attack of opportunity because he's leaving your threatening square.
Threatening squares comes after this edition.
Yeah. Well, and I was going to say that he may be leaving your threatening square, but he continues to threaten you with his spear, so you don't get an opening.
Yeah.
Because
It's not how it works in later editions, but in 2e is pretty vague on like that. I mean, you can just withdraw at a slower movement.
Yeah. But also, like,
So
he's lowering the spear in front of him. So even though he is leaving your square, he is not presenting an opening because he continues to threaten you the entire way through. So 100 XP for apothecary stuff, no XP for rapier man.
I'll kill him one day. He's like a 3rd level dude.
Second level dude.
2nd level dude.
25 experience
shit out.
for fearing the shit out of the guy that assaulted you in the
mayor.
prisons.
Wait, which guy? Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
What
and
about
then
giving the big guy mega zombie AIDS?
he passed his save.
Damn it.
Let's see. Then you defeated those 2 guards. Those guys are kind of shitty.
I sent
so
the liege
50
lord running,
experience.
shitting his pants. Do I get experience for making him shit his pants?
Uh-huh. That was a pretty big blow to his power here in town because he had you chained, brought upon the ceremonial execution hill,
And he
and
ran,
then
and he couldn't follow
fleed
through
in
with the trial.
terror.
And yeah,
Yeah, that's a pretty significant moment. That didn't do a lot in game wise, but like in story and in terms of how people will view their leader, who is like a 5th level fighter or a 3rd level fighter or something. That's a very big blow to his honor and to his position. So I'll give you 250 experience for that. And then you did a prison riot. You freed everyone in the prison.
Second prison riot that I've pulled. You're gonna get sick of my old tricks and make your prisons unbreakable.
Yeah, eventually. I'll give you 100 experience for. Well, I'll give you 150 for freeing all the prisoners. And then.
Wait, sorry, how much for the? How?
Well, I'm adding it all together.
Okay, sweet, perfect.
Let's see. The hoplite, the wizard defeated. We'll get all the experience for that. Actually, yeah. So right now you've got 625. Everything after that, I will split between you and the wizard. So give yourself 625. Then defeating hoplite man and all those people and getting onto the boat is going to be another 75 there. Fleeing down the coast, finding a route, will give you 25 there.
You already gave me experience with the apothecary.
Yeah, but this was yeah. And then the goat man battle, you will get half experience for. Stupidly.
It's the rules, man.
25 experience for killing the goat man. 25 experience for ambushing and killing the goat man's kid when he came back to the house to see if his dad was okay. Okay, divided by 2. So then you get another 75 experience for all the things that the wizard did for you. So that should bring you to 725, I think.
Sorry, how much for the? I have 625 plus
75, so 700.
700 even. And I only have 15 strength, not 16 strength, so no prerequisites. 700 out of 2250. A couple sessions to go.
Nice. Okay. Well, that has been the dices and the deaths. I really hope we can do some more of this soon because I am very excited about this character and this setting.
Where in the world is Neil a week from today?
Oh, God. A week from today, I will be in Romania.
Will you be with Chucky?
I will be with Chucky.
He's got good internet. You should be able to plan a stream, Dicing with Death stream sometime next week.
But I might be on my way to Hungary.
We'll figure it out off stream and let you guys know.
I'll be in Romania. We'll be chill, dudes. We'll be chill. But a week from today, we probably have Roleplay Solemn. So we'll figure out some time zones. It'll be great. It'll be fantastic. We'll do some more Dicing with Death as soon as possible and figure out the rest of... God, I keep wanting to call you Tywin, but that's not your name. Tyrus. We'll figure out the story of Tyrus. Ryan, give me your long-winded shout-out.
Thanks for watching. See you guys Sunday.
See you guys Sunday. Bye-bye.
Peace.
Farasi.